It's 7:30 in the morning and I am heading to Miami by way of Tamiami Trail, and that goes right through the southern part of Florida. Southernmost route through Florida goes right through the Everglades, so I just thought it would be fun to take you along on this trip. And of course, I'm not going to keep you here for the whole 2 to 2.5 hours, but I thought I would show you some of the highlights, the points of interest along the way. So welcome aboard. Let's get going. It's a little bit foggy and hazy this morning. I'll try not to continue to put you on a bumpy ride like this so you don't get seasick, but this is our start. We're just leaving Naples. We're about 10 miles out of Naples, heading south. So here's the 10,000 Islands National Refuge. It's one of the first points of interest that we hit. 10,000 Islands is right off the coast of Florida, and Marco Island, which you've seen a lot of on this channel, is the largest of the 10,000 islands. As you might think, it is largely swampy forest here. This is the port of the islands. It's a little marina, and there are some condos here. The last bit of large civilization. The sun is trying to break through to the east, and I'm sure it's going to be a short time, and we're going to have a real sunny day. I am heading to the Miami airport, and Tamiami Trail is the shortest route. I could head across Alligator Alley, slightly more time, but if I go that way, I come up closer to Lauderdale, and I have to kind of traverse the roads as I head down to Miami. So I think that this way is just a little better, less likely to hit any traffic jams. There the sun is peeking through. Beautiful morning. Look at that. Tamiami Trail, for those of you unfamiliar, is a route from Tampa to Miami. So there's the name, Tamiami. Tammy, Tampa, Miami. So Tamiami. The Everglades are the largest open wilderness west of the Mississippi. So there's thousands of square miles of this. There's supposed to be a Bigfoot type creature that we call the skunk ape living out here. And I'll tell you, I don't know if there is or not, but I could see how something could hide in the Everglades and never ever be seen. There's also said to be a couple 100,000 Burmese pythons hiding in these swamps. This is about the only major intersection, and we are now getting close to the Big Cypress National Preserve. Matter of fact, there's a sign for it. And Everglades National Park is right around here. There's a great big American flag coming up over here. That should indicate something. I have no idea what this is for. Maybe it's a national park. I don't see an entrance to anything. Sure is a big flag. What is that? It looked like airboat rides. So that was a place you could go for airboat rides, and I guess if you don't know it's coming up, you'd miss it. So that's probably why they put the big American flag there. Big Cypress Preserve. National Park vehicles, I suppose. I just passed something that was labeled Wildlife Check Station. I don't know what that would be. Wildlife Check Station. Is it a place where you can view some of the wildlife? I don't know. Boy, there's something rattling in the back of my cargo area. I wonder what that is. Can you hear that? I hope not. We just passed the country's smallest post office, just a little shack. It really is an operating post office. We went by so fast that I wasn't even able to get my camera ready, but I will show you a picture of it here. And there is the Skunk Ape Museum. And if we pass the Skunk Ape Museum, that means that we are coming up to the viewing station. I believe it's on the Turner River. I think it's called Williams Park. And we've been there. I have a couple videos on it. Great place to see alligators. And I've been behind this guy for a while. He's going a little slow. I'm going to see if I can pass him. There we go. That's much better. According to my GPS, I've lost 5 minutes. I don't know how. I've been clipping along at a good pace. So it's got to be something going on in Miami, right? Look at this. Miles of empty road. But it really is a beautiful drive. It's kind of cool. If you have a chance to try this, give it a shot. There was an old stone foundation to a building that is just a memory now. I wonder what it was way out here. There's really nothing out here. Every now and then you'll see a campground. The sign says the Oasis Visitor Center is coming up. So I can't imagine what in the world would be at a visitor center here. But is this it right here? Okay, I don't know. We're coming up to the Oasis Visitors Center. Here's a sign for it. Oh, it's on this sign. Boy, that didn't look like much. I didn't hardly see anything. It looked like a little parking lot. Now, at some point, we are going to come through a large Indian reserve. I think it's called the Miccosukee Indian tribe. And that's probably the biggest thing that we encounter along this entire trip. I don't think that for a while now. That'll probably be another half hour to 45 minutes before we hit the tribal grounds. Oh, this is a bit of a relief. We just turned slightly south, so the sun is not shining directly in my eyes. It's pretty, isn't it? According to my GPS, I just lost another 5 minutes. I don't know how this is happening because I've been staying actually above the speed limit slightly. The whole trip I've been 5 or 10 minutes above the speed limit, so I don't know. Okay, what is this? Miccosukee Indian Village. There's a canal here that runs along the road at this section, and I've seen fishermen here. I don't know what kind of fish would be in there, but I've also seen alligators in there. Now, what is this? Police and Fire, Miccosukee Tribe. So we've just entered the tribal land. Looks like something's coming up here. Some tourist trap stuff. We see a gift shop over here and Miccosukee Indian Village. Some stuff over here as well. Here's a Miccosukee gas station. And this guy in front of me, he's pulling in for some gas. So there's a gas station along here. And this looks like some kind of a dam. Well, we were past that in the blink of an eye. By the way, the speed limit does drop a little bit when you're going through the tribal lands. So be aware of that because you don't want to get yourself a ticket because you're speeding along and you're not paying attention. Here I see some airboats coming up here. I don't know if this place is still in operation. I am seeing gators in that canal or river that's running alongside the road, but we passed by them so fast and we'd never be able to pick them up on the camera. We're seeing a lot of these water control stations. I think those are dams. All right, I'm seeing my first jet in the air. I don't know if you can see it. So that thing is lining up for Miami International Airport. We are still an hour away, but that's a good sign. Everglades Safari Park. And then nothing once again. It's interesting how things just pop up out of nowhere and then there's nothing. I mean, I'm looking in all directions, although way in the distance, it looks like I can see some buildings. So obviously we are past the halfway point and we're getting closer and closer to Miami. It looks like they're increasing the road here. So that's kind of nice. Not nice to drive in right now, but nice to know that they're improving the road. All right, that square building there is a casino. So I consider this journey done. Still a long way to go before we get to the airport, but that was largely the Tamiami Trail portion of the trip that took us through the Everglades. There's a casino, and we are back in civilization. Just for clarification, we are on Southwest 8th Street. It's still considered the Tamiami Trail, but I meant the Tamiami Trail that goes through the Everglades, kind of the wild Everglades. Well, I just figured out why I was losing time. Thanks for joining me on this trip along the Tamiami Trail from Naples to Miami, along the whole south end of Florida. As always, I encourage you to like, share, and subscribe. We'll see you here next time on the Average Me channel.